Darkness. Blacker than night. Impenetrable. Inescapable. Quinlan blinked, trying to see something in the void, but there was nothing to see. Pain tore through her body, searing, unending agony. The dark magic the witch had aimed at Shane was tearing her body and mind to shreds. She needed something. Quinlan no longer knew what it was. A cool cloth ran over her forehead and some of the pain eased back. Memories clamored inside her mind. Stories told around the fire at night. Creatures of myth sitting side by side with her as the minstrels played and others danced. Tournaments where the gods and the she-warriors sparred. Magic. It had been her life when she was young. There were other memories, of Jada and Mila, of Anna and Martin Perez, of the years she'd spent in New York City. The happiness she'd felt during that time was like a balm for her annihilated soul. She had a far stronger connection to the human world than she did to Tir na Nog, though her love of each place was incredibly strong. Fenton. So many other worlders and humans had suffered at his hands. She had to find a way to stop him. But first, she had to fight the witch's dark power. Shane dipped a cloth in the healing waters of the well and brushed it again over Quinlan's brow. He felt helpless and weak. Quinlan had saved him when he'd vowed to Manannan and Fand that he would keep her safe. He'd failed in a spectacular fashion. A tear trickled its way down his cheek, but he didn't bother to brush it away. He bowed his head, praying for the strength to endure what would come next. He knew how arduous the detox was when black magic was introduced to a pure soul like Quinlan's. She was in for a long fight, and he would be her anchor. As much as is in my power, I promise you that I will keep you from danger, he said quietly. Quinlan's eyes flickered open, her breath coming in jagged gasps. Shane, are you okay? She whispered. He sniffed, then rolled his eyes at her. Go on, lass. I'm grand, he said, making his Irish brogue stronger than usual. Her lips quivered in a tiny excuse for a smile before her expression hardened again. What about Eli? And my family? Is New York... Are they alive? Shane blew out a long breath. James is a fighter, as is Eli. I had to threaten violence to keep Eli from your side. He would have fought me, but James and Tyne were able to talk him down. Your dragon has taken Eli under his wing, he said with a half-hearted smile. I can't feel Tyne. Is she? None of them is hurt, he told her, his eyes fixed on the rolling green hills that surrounded them. And it's the darkness that's blocking you from communicating with your dragon. She checks in on you every day with Eli. Quinlan gazed into the distance. My dad? She asked, the sheen of tears in her eyes showing her grief. Shane bowed his head. Martin, he's struggling. James has been taking Luna to see him every day, so that helps him. She closed her eyes and breathed for a few seconds before she shifted, trying to sit up. If you set 1 toe out of this healing water, My daughter is more intelligent than to take herself away from the healing well, a man said as he stepped into view with a dog by his side. Shane glanced back and grimaced before he bowed. Sire, he said with respect, both eager and nervous to speak to the god who'd raised him. Manannan McLear stepped over to stand next to the well, his eyes fixed on his daughter. Quinlan, your brother is correct. You need to remain in the water until the dark magic has been driven from you. He raised his hands when Quinlan opened her mouth to speak. Martin Perez is working with Eli and James to create a safe place for the humans. It helps him to have that to focus on. He is well enough, my girl.